Boom, 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 boom. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's
What
everybody
up, though?
doing? How you doing, big bro?
Good, bro. What's up with you, man?
Man, you know me. I'm living life. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal studio. I am in
What?
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. In the last few hours of family vacation out here in Tennessee. As always, it's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building. That guy right there, Detroit Mail, the man with the Grand Master Plan for the I.O.W. Network. And
What up,
for
though?
the next hour, we are just gonna talk some football and get you guys ready for this possible dreadful of a football game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. I'm not expecting a lot of good things coming out of this game. I don't expect a lot of entertainment, but you know we do
Expect
have
a lot of
football tonight.
sleep.
Yeah, I expect some lot of sleep. Yeah, I'll be catching some Z's probably through, either halftime or hell during the third quarter. Anyway,
Right.
y'all know the deal. Go on over to all our social media platforms. I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. You can follow us there. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word, and then of course you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, YouTube. I.O.W. Sports Network is the address. Before we get too deep off into football, this is the most wonderful time of the year. Just in case you guys didn't know, starting tomorrow, we got
Do
some
tell.
Major League Baseball playoffs kicking off.
What?
Next week, I believe either Tuesday and Wednesday, you got some NHL hockey kicking off, and then
Yep.
following that, in a couple of more weeks, you got some NBA regular season kicking off. So, sports fans, you are at the most wonderful time of the year. You got college football,
It's
you
the
got
most
NFL football.
wonderful time of the
Oh,
year.
ding dong, ding
Right.
dong.
Give
We
me
got
something and
football and
something and
football and
something and
football and
something.
football and baseball and hockey. No, a lot of sports. So
And everyone would cheer.
yeah, and everyone will cheer. It's the most wonderful time of
Of the
the year. But no,
We be taking cash apps.
hey, Cash Apps. You see the Cash App matter of fact on the bottom of the screen. $sign I.O.W. Sports Network. Yeah, contribute. But
You
no,
need you booking for your wedding.
yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, if you want to book us and pay us,
Hey man, Lamar got a hit song. Girl, give me that kitty cat.
wow, wow, girl, give me that kitty cat. Wow. So, dude, it's going wood right now.
I'm going wood.
But no,
Trying to get a double copper.
going aluminum, bro. I'm a platinum. We're going aluminum,
Right.
bro. But no, in all seriousness, man, we are, especially in college football, you're starting to, every game matters. You know, you can't be losing too many games. Of course, get yourself into the college football playoff. Can't forget this weekend, this Saturday, it's the most anticipated college football game because you have Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M Aggies, who just had a disappointing loss against Mississippi State. But I think they was looking ahead. But it's okay. They got caught with the pants down.
Right. Most time you look for head, you ought to get your pants down. I'm saying. Well, go ahead.
So they got caught with the pants down, and
right.
But this is the most anticipated college football game for me in some time, because in the offseason you had that very, very public beef between Nick Saban of Alabama and Jimbo Fisher of Texas A&M, and very, very heated little rivalry. And so they gonna have that game this weekend. We'll see how that goes. But let's we're at that quarter mark. Pretty much we're 4 weeks into the NFL season, and this is where you kind of got an idea of what your team is looking like. I don't
Beating
know.
Tennessee, bro.
I don't know. And LSU ain't looking so LSU ish right now. I'm not sold on Brian Kelly and LSU yet. I'm not sold on it yet.
Me either, man. Me either.
I'm not sold on them yet. And Tennessee's looking actually kind of good this year. They playing good football.
I mean, the quarterback has the best name.
I ain't even
From
gonna
the
touch
oldest
that.
profession.
I ain't gonna touch it anyway because I know where you're going.
Man, anytime you got a hook on your team, you gotta win.
I
Gotta
knew
be
you was
with
gonna
it.
say that. How did I know you was gonna say, "Well, the dude name is Hooker."
Gotta be with it. You got a hook on your team, you win
Oh, where
it.
you got a hooker?
Shoot.
Y'all about to show up and show out.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But no, I ain't messing with you, man. We are at the quarter mark of the NFL season, 4 weeks in, a month in, and this is when you start seeing exactly what your team went. And let's start with our teams, our I.O.W.
Okay.
sports team. Let's start with the Jets, Knicks team.
Right.
2-2. And they've showed some good and they showed some bad. But one thing that they have shown is they've shown the ability to keep fighting. They've shown some grit, some toughness, Zach Wilson came back last week and they didn't really skip a beat. Actually Zach Wilson actually played real well. And Joe Flacco, I gotta give Joe Flacco some props, man. I thought his career was done. He left the team floating. He left the team
Joe
floating.
Flacco thought his career was done himself. For real.
Joe was like, "Boy, I'm just as surprised as y'all.
Y'all want me to play?
I'm supposed to be a backup. What are we doing?"
Right. But they look good, man.
Go ahead. How you feel about the
Jets?
Jets?
No, they look good, man. I mean, they right where I thought they would be. You know what I'm saying? For a person somebody who is a Jet fan is looking very optimistic for what you're gonna get in the future. They fight hard. They play pretty good defense. The offense moves the ball pretty well. You got a good running game. You got a good offensive line. So you have the tools you need to compete in this league. You might need a few more pieces to compete in your division, especially with Buffalo.
Yeah.
But that's your litmus test. That's your litmus test. See what you do against Buffalo. Then you be say, okay, here's where we are, and here's where we need, to be. This is the top of our division. How do we do against them? So you hang with them. You already know you're not that far away. If you get blown out, you need to add a few more pieces for to kind of get you where you need to be. So I think Jets in a good position. They're in the driver's seat for their own destiny.
Yeah. I mean, they're a young squad, but here's one thing that I think is real promising.
Oh, dang it! Forgot to say it. Fuck me. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, oh boy, you slipping, boy. You used to be on it, boy.
Got to get it in.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel the same way, Anthony. I think the Jets are just a very young team. But one thing that's to me that's standing out right now that is very promising, and this is something that I think we all anticipated, especially as Jets fans, is Sauce Gardner is literally I've never seen a rookie cornerback put so much fear in quarterbacks. They're not throwing to his side of the field, bro. They are not throwing near Sauce Gardner. He's not giving up nothing because they're not throwing it. I have never, ever seen a rookie cornerback command so much respect so early in his career.
Deion.
Well, that's the only one you can name. Name another one. I mean, when you see cornerback and you see rookie, you're like, oh boy, I'm about to go after that one.
Test him till we get.
We better go get him. We better go get him.
Right.
They're not trying them. They're not testing them. I think the I don't want to say accolades, but the persona and the fear that he had in college is literally transferred to the NFL, and it's quite shocking. Honestly, it's quite shocking to me that he's been able to get so much fear and quarterbacks and wide receivers are, they're not trying them, and they're just not
Right.
trying them.
Right.
And that's great, because if you can be a corner and you can shut down one half of the field, that makes it a lot easier for your
A
defense.
lot
Makes it a
easier.
lot
Right.
easier for your defense.
I
But
agree.
no,
I agree. I agree.
the Jets are promising. They're 2-2 right now. Are they going to make the playoffs? We don't know that. But
I mean, shoot, New England ain't looking too good. They might be slipping, and then we don't know what's going on with Tua. Tua one injury away from a convalescent home.
yeah,
For
we'll
real.
discuss. Yeah, we'll discuss that after we get through our teams. But I think the Jets are looking good. And then let's go on to Kansas City. 3-1, just came off a
Mhm.
good Sunday night victory last week against Tampa Bay and the Bucks. And Chiefs look like the Chiefs. A lot of questions were, how that offense is going to look. Well, they've been scoring a lot of points.
Now you know.
Now you know. So to me, after a month in, I think it's safe to say that the Chiefs are going to be just fine without Tyreek.
Yeah, I don't think the offense is really what you should be talking about, man. It's the defense.
Hey, top 5 in
You know
rush
what I'm saying?
defense, man.
Because from the time Mahomes been there, we was gonna talk about that time.
Mhm.
It's always been, Mahomes is good, but what about the defense?
Yeah, defense.
That's always been discussion. So the fact that they got that out the park and Snuffleupagus, man, balling, you balling, bro.
George Karlaftis, sir. Karlaftis.
That's what I said.
But stat wise, if you just look at his stats, you're like, he's a bum. But he's doing his part. He's plugging run gaps. He's setting the edge. He's doing what they yeah, you're right, Anthony. And trust, I can agree with that. I've seen a lot of Chiefs football, and especially since Patrick Mahomes has been the starter. You better hope that you have an average, at best, defense, and you can still go far with that team. And I've done the stats. The 2 times that they went to the Super Bowls the last 3 years, they had an average defense. The back.
Right.
That's all you need. And so,
middle of the road defense to get you to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. They had a middle of the road defense when they won it. They had a middle of the road defense when they went the second time. So that's all you need. And so far, that defense has exceeded middle of the road. They're sitting top 10.
Right.
So can't be mad at that. So Chiefs look good.
Man,
but you know what? Because I know it's your team, so I'm gonna give you the floor for the next 5-10 minutes to get some shit off your chest about your Detroit Lions, man. Go ahead. Because I know you got some shit on your chest.
I feel like this Green. They are who we say they are.
They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Man,
hold on. Before you go to, I'll say this.
Okay.
What a fantastic offense it is that the Detroit Lions got. People, do y'all understand that the offense that is leading the NFL in points right now is tied with 2 teams? It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Who would ever thunk that? You would have never thunk that. But the defense has been good. And, of course, DeAndre Swift has already been banged up, and he's still producing. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been injured, still producing. The only problem is, I'm pretty sure Mel's going to say this, Detroit Lions are in shootouts every week. They're in shootouts every week. And the reason why they're in shootouts every week is because, as potent as that offense is how funky and stinking that defense is.
They're last in defense. Number 1 on offense, last in defense.
We can score.
They are what you talking about, polar opposites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One in the spectrum to the other. For real. I just put a video out on it too, man, talking about it. Here's my thing, because I was watching so many people throwing blame on Aaron Glenn, his scheme. Now, don't get me wrong, Aaron Glenn deserves some of the blame because he's not making adjustments.
He does.
You can't. First of all, when Rashard Penny says, "Oh, we knew what they're gonna do," and people know your tendencies, you got to make those adjustments. You can't do a 0 blitz all the time. Go in like you do a 0 blitz, and then drop back into coverage. Switch it up. And then they went away from when they was playing the Commanders. They did that NASCAR package. That was effective. I ain't seen him do none of that since then. You know, when they line Hutchinson and Harris up on one side, and then line the other two defense in the other side, and just come right at the quarterback. They didn't do none of that. Couldn't stop the run. You know, when it was neat, it was on the line. All they had to do was stop the running back for getting the first down. They got a first down. Couldn't recover all side. Go ahead.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
If your defense just gets one stop in all these games, you're looking at a 4-0 Detroit Lions team, not a 1-3 Detroit Lions team. Literally, just one stop. You needed a stop last week, couldn't get it. You needed a stop a week before, couldn't get it. I mean,
stop with the Eagles.
With the Eagles in week one. If you get one stop, you're looking at and you know, obviously is you know, you can say that they could be 4-0, but I truly believe you get that one stop because nobody's been able to stop that offense. And so if nobody's been able to stop that offense, and if your defense just gets one crucial stop, that favors you, and that puts you in a good position to win those games.
But I'll say this, man. I think that Brad Holmes deserves most of the blame. And here's why I say that. This year he should have went all defense. Most of the players he picked are not playing, not on the field. Mm-hmm. You know, he picked
Jameson
Williams, not playing. Yeah. He picked Kirby Joseph. First game was last week. Chase Lucas haven't played. Pascal haven't played. They still hold on Levi Onsariki like they're like in a bad relationship. We know it's time to say nobody wants to say goodbye. Neither one of us
say goodbye.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Just like let him go, man. For real, he's been hurt since he's been here. What up, Matt? He's been hurt since he's been here, bro. It's like, and then the fact that he says, "Oh, I don't believe in taking a linebacker," you know, early. I'm like, so if you got a Ray Lewis type linebacker, you're not gonna pick him up because of that philosophy? That's stupid. You know, I heard Woodward Sports say this, and I'm, you know, it's like, well, they had to clean the books up. Next year they have a whole lot of draft capital to work with. That's all well and good. It's like I always say, you look like a genius until it don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it all looks good, and then next year when they don't pick nobody, then what? What excuse you gonna have then? You know what I'm saying? Some of the blame needs to go to Brad Holmes, man. Your picks have not panned out. You can't go and shop at Kmart in a bargain section all the time.
No,
you can't,
because you get bargain. You get bargain price results.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Period. And none of them paid out. So I think, you know, talking about Aaron Glenn, yeah, he deserves some of the blame, but he also only playing what he got. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I don't care how good the scheme is.
You bringing a knife to a gunfight.
I don't care how good the scheme is. If you playing with Pop Warner talent against professional talent, more times than not, you will get the results that you have been gotten on the defensive side. They're giving up yardage left, right, right.
Gassed.
Gas ain't gas is putting it politely. They are absolutely getting dogged.
I mean, they got some bright spots, man. You know,
of course, there's bright spots.
Akuda looks good, man.
Nothing.
Akuda looks good. I think the problem with Hutchinson, and I say this first game, I know it's the first game, but I ain't saying it. Let me say that. Mm-hmm. If you watch him, he be gassed, bro. Like he just out of breath. Like he's not ready for the fast pace of this game. He looks like he just all the time. He looks gassed.
With him, because you have a good point about why Hutchinson looks gassed, because I've seen it too on some of those games. And I think one of the things, the reason why he looks so gassed is because I don't think he's starting. He has to start figuring out that this ain't Michigan no more, Playboy.
Right. College, man.
Like as a defensive end, your number one job is, for the most part, if it's not a passing down where you have to rush and get after the quarterback, your primarily job is to set the edge and pretty much push everything inward. And I think he needs to. This is where Aaron Glenn has to earn his money. You got a top 5 pick in an NFL draft, and you have to make sure he's ready to be your cornerstone.
Teach him other moves besides the bull rush. That's all he does.
You can't bull rush everybody.
Yeah, you have to swim moves, something.
You better figure out something.
Couple spins here. You know what I'm saying? You say you like Michael Jackson, spin, nigga, spin. Shit.
You better figure something else out, bro.
Figure something out, man. Right, man. No, moonwalker, do something, nigga.
Yeah, shit. No, you're 100% right on that part. He's getting, and I know he had the game where he had 3 sacks. It looks good. It does look good. But if you
you played a line that wasn't as good as it was when you played against the Eagles. But here's my thing too. Seattle's line not that great. Where was the sack then?
Seattle's not a great team.
They line was not that great.
This is how bad that the Detroit Lions defense is. They got Geno Smith looking like he's damn Joe Montana last week.
Yeah, looking like Geno Montana up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? Say, did Montana have a son we didn't know about?
He like chocolate? I ain't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, Irene, 3 black sons.
God, oh boy. But I mean, no, but you're right there. I just don't know. Like, some of this stuff is the stuff that should have been taught in training camp. Like, bro, this ain't Michigan, this ain't Ann Arbor. Right. You got to learn how to be a pass rusher. But you know what? I think we talked about this before. This is when you get a veteran pass rusher in your camp and help this
guy.
One,
though. They got one. They got Brockers. From the Rams.
I know, but Brockers ain't never really been like that, though.
I'm saying, but he's a veteran.
No, they need a veteran that's done it. They should have grabbed Melvin.
Okay.
They should have grabbed help. JPP was just on the market last week.
They should have got what's his name? Larry Obajobi?
Larry Obenjobi.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah. But
Oodles and Noodles, whatever his last name is. They should have got him. You know what I'm saying? Had a chance to get him, they let him pass.
Oodles and Noodles? Yeah, Oodles and Noodles, motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Should have got him. Shoot.
But let me ask you this, though, big homie.
God bless you.
But overall, where's your optimistic level at? Are you still feeling good? Are you still?
Man, I ain't put the Kool-Aid back in the refrigerator, bro. Back in the refrigerator.
He said, "I put the cup down. I put the cup down.
I start sipping every time. I put that mug back in the refrigerator." I mean, it's so bad, man. Look like this, man. It's so bad that you hear the other Lions podcast, they talk about draft. Like it's the 4th game. They talk about they still talk about the draft. So Stafford may looking good. So I draft pick. I say, why I talk about the draft? You know what I'm saying? That's how much they didn't give it. Talk about the draft now, bro.
You got
4th game in. They talk about the draft.
You got 13 days left, man.
Man, I don't see 7, bro. Look at it like this. Still got to play Buffalo. I don't see them winning that. They got to play Miami. I don't see them winning that. I don't even see them beating the Jets. I don't see them beating Jacksonville. Jacksonville got good running game. They got good defense.
Defense. Ooh.
They got good defense.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a tough one.
Damn,
they gotta go to New England.
You put the cup back.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta go to New England. The next game is New England, man. New England got good defense.
Wait, hold on. You put the cup back.
It's back, bro. It's in the refrigerator. The whole picture in that mug.
Oh God! I mean,
looking at the schedule. Buffalo on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nobody looking forward to that, man. I'm gonna run my whole dinner. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want this shit no more.
Right. Hope it come on. I'm glad it's the first game. So go ahead and get out the way. I got football.
Yeah. Hey, Mahomes did his magic, man. He did his magic.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't see 7. First I said 7.
Yeah,
but all the ones
8.
they supposed to, I said they may have a chance to sweep Chicago.
Oh yeah.
On 2 games.
Now to me, that's telling. If y'all can't
they lose to Chicago, they lose Chicago, everybody getting fired. Everybody should get a pink to be passed out. Like you playing cards, like
everybody gotta go.
For you, everybody gotta go. You can't be Chicago. The Commanders is Chicago of the NFC East.
Handing out pink slips if y'all lose Chicago.
For real. The Washington Commanders is the Chicago of the NFC East. So you can be the Commanders, you better be Chicago. That Kool-Aid in the sink.
Here's your pink slip. You.
Everybody gotta go. Hey, you. I don't like the way you passing out towels. You gotta go too.
Boy, you suck at passing Gatorade. Get the hell out. Right.
You need to change.
Oh my God.
Shut up, Matt.
Well, so since we kind of talked about our teams in the league, give me a few teams or 1 or 2 or 3, however you feel, teams that have disappointed so far in the season.
Gotta go with the Colts, man. You know, you was thinking the way that defense played last year. Now Jonathan Taylor's hurt. You know, all we kept saying, all it needs is a competent quarterback. You know, since they lost Luck, and they ain't doing nothing. You know, they ain't doing nothing. I mean, even when they beat Raiders in Denver, I'll get to that. And Rams. I mean, those probably the most ones I can think of. What Coach said? The Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Is that Petra? So yeah, I think those are the main ones: the Raiders, the Rams, Denver, and the Colts. Man, they're the biggest disappointments because you had high hopes. You had high hopes for the Raiders because of getting a man from Green Bay, Devontae Adams. You know, you had high hopes for Denver because they got Russ. They had a decent defense. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, they need a quarterback." You get Russ in there, what happens? You had high hopes for the Rams because they just came off a Super Bowl win, and they look flat. Like their defense don't even look good.
They don't.
It doesn't, man.
And but you got a fair point about all these teams. So the Colts, I don't know what's going on.
Right. You know what, Ant? No, but here's the thing, Ant. It's not. If you look at what he did his last year in Atlanta before he went there, it wasn't his fault that Atlanta was losing. He actually was playing pretty good.
Yeah, he got him at least 7-8 wins on a crappy team.
So you thinking he has an upgrade, and personnel, he should be better. The way that defense was balling last year, the way Jonathan Taylor was running last year, that takes the pressure off of him.
I can't with Coach Dog. I can't. He said that's how my Spanish people say it. Yeah, was. Right when he said it, I said it in my head, dog. Yeah, was. Yes, Anthony, I can name two Michael Pittman Jr. Paris Campbell. Other than that,
Kofi.
Yeah, it ain't too many you can name on the Colts defense. The only problem is a Colts offense. The only problem is you look at this Colts team in general. You're looking at Shaquille Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, their star linebacker, hasn't played yet. As far as I know, I don't even think he's playing tonight. For some reason, they're getting too cute on offense. I don't know why they haven't given Jonathan Taylor the damn ball on every damn play, but it's
too late now. He hurt now.
Yeah. So the offense isn't clicking, and then when your offense isn't clicking, it leaves your defense on the field too long. And Without your quarterback on defense, that's a different
Right.
defense. So
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I think the Colts, Rams, I'm not so sure about the Raiders or Broncos yet, but definitely the Colts and Rams.
Chargers too.
I just think the Chargers are disappointing because they got, like always, they got injuries. I mean, that's always been an MO the last few years is injuries.
But you look at the Rams too. Look at the Rams. The defense ain't even playing well.
Yeah, but I think they're suffering from the same situation with Indianapolis. Their offense is not sustaining drives. You're not putting up enough points. You're not doing enough damage on their side of the ball, so that leaves your defense on the field. Look, Aaron Donald has how good he is. Jalen Ramsey, how good he is, and Bobby Wagner, how good they are. If their defense is on the field for more than half the game, they're gonna deal with that. They're gonna deal with being on the field too much, and then when you play a physical team like they did with the 49ers on Monday night, I mean, it's like that's what it's going to be like. I mean, but I think the Rams' biggest problem is Matthew Stafford is turning the ball over way too many times early in the season. And if you guys remember last year, he had that little patch in the middle of the season where he was turning the ball over. Now it's starting at the beginning of the season. They're having very horrible offensive line play.
That's their biggest thing.
He got
sacked that San Francisco game. He got sacked like six games. 6 times, man. Yeah.
So here's a stat for you guys to chew on why the Rams are struggling. You know who leads the league in sacks of the quarterback getting sacks with the Bengals? You're looking at the Rams.
Right.
For what the Rams were last year, they look totally opposite this year. I don't know what the hell is going on with the offensive line play. He's getting sacked left and right. And so when you've seen it for all those years, 12 years in Detroit, when Matthew Stafford is running for his life, he tends to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's what they're going through. That's exactly what they're going through right now.
I don't believe that he believes in Black Lives Matter. Get Robinson the ball.
Yeah, no. As funny as that joke is, there's some truth to that. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like that offense is dead in the dirt. They can't run the football for no damn reason. And
Robinson might be a scheme fit, man. It might be a scheme fit.
Yeah, but that should have been known before you even signed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I don't disagree. I'm just saying this might be like once he got there, so it's on. He ain't fitting our scheme like we thought he would. He shouldn't have got. Well, go ahead.
If you ask me, I just think Sean McVay got comfortable for what he did last year and thought he was just going to be able to just recreate it again this year.
Sean McVay did the same thing he did with Jared Goff, man. He gonna do the same thing with Stafford.
They can't run the ball, bro.
They lying.
Yeah,
they lying. Open up the holes.
The offense is a complete mess, and I think once they get that fixed, I think it turns around the defense. Because when you I don't care how great of players you got on the field, you can take the 2000 Ravens defense. Okay, this is a bad example. No, that's a lie. Because the 2000 Ravens defense can create points on their own. So never mind.
Yeah.
But literally, you take all these great players on defense and you keep them on the field for 35, 36, 37, almost 40 minutes a game because your offense can't sustain drives. You're going to get gassed. You're tired. You can only play about a good solid half. Second half, man, you better hope that your offense can help you out. Otherwise, man, you saw it on Monday night. 49ers took control of that game in the second half. Their defense was on the field too long.
Debo was gashing them.
Yeah, they look tired.
It's like, what's up with you, Ramsey? You see that meme we talk about? It's talking about like Debo was born such and such, and he had a son. His name was Ramsey.
He was sunning out there, bro. He was sunning out there.
He was, man. Ramsey was looking bad.
Yeah, he was looking bad. What's up, Nick? We just started about 30 minutes ago. We'll probably go on to the kickoff of tonight's game. So that kickoff's about 8:15. So If you make it home, hop on. You know what to do. But with the Raiders and the Broncos, I really don't know what to really say. That offense of the Broncos looks suspect, even with Russ.
I think that's the coach on that one.
I think so too. I think he's out of his
depth.
depth.
That's the coach. Yeah, I think that's the coach, bro. I think that he needs to find someone to call the plays for him. Here's my thing. Here's my thing, man. I ain't see what he said. Hold on. I was in another screen. What Ant say? Can we talk about Cole Beasley trying to help Brady become a better father?
No, we'll talk about that in a second too.
We talk about Brady too.
Yeah, because that's interesting. But go ahead. What was you saying, Big Home?
No, what hell was I saying?
You been in my shit, boy?
Nah, man, I was on here doing something else, and then I read the comment. I was like, squirrel.
Squirrel.
No. What were we talking about?
Yeah, no, we're talking about disappointing teams because we're talking about Nathaniel Hackett kind of being out of his depth.
Yeah, okay, yeah, man. I think that if he gets somebody to help him, they can probably turn it around. But he has to be willing to do that. Somebody else call the plays or something. It's like it's different kind of leaders, man. Some leaders can lead because they know they have a lot of information. They can lead. And some leaders put good people around them and how to organize and delegate. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you might be that type of leader who you can organize and delegate. So that's what you do. If you don't know something, you put somebody around you that knows that can get that thing done. You know, and that's what he probably needs to work on. He's not good at calling plays. The offense looks horrible.
Yeah.
You know, you can say what you want about Russell. We can argue about how elite or not elite Russell Wilson is. He's still a good enough quarterback to lead that team because of what they have.
Well, let's talk about that right there. Because my thing is I'm not understanding that talking. All of a sudden, people think Russ is trash. I'm not one of those people. I didn't think Russ is just he's trying to play the get along game right now because he just got there, got the big check, and he's like, hey, if my coach decides to, waste 3 timeouts, a minute and 11 seconds, and whether kick a 64-yard field goal instead of giving, me and the offense a chance to go win the game, then, then by all means,
to me, it's like, what does that say how you feel about your quarterback that you decided to do that and not put the ball in his hand, who's supposed to be quote unquote a Hall of Fame quarterback?
No trust, no faith.
You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. You wouldn't pay all his money for it, and you won't trust him to do that? That doesn't make sense to me.
Probably one of the most baffling coaching decisions I've ever seen in a lifetime. In 35 years I've been on this earth that I've been watching football, I've never seen a...
Dang, bro, 35 already?
Yeah, let's not talk about your ways, motherfucker. So
I'm just saying. I remember... go ahead, man.
Yeah,
35 quick. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't trying to be funny or nothing like that.
You not trying to be funny?
No, okay. I'm just like, dang, you 35.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's like I was 32 or something. I don't know, bro.
No, see.
I don't want no trouble, bro.
No, motherfucker.
I don't want no trouble, bro. I was just saying. All I'm saying, bro. I want no trouble.
But no, you just look at Hackett. Just looks like, well, you've been an offensive coordinator for so many years. Like, you've been around coaching. You've seen good coaching. You've seen bad coaching. Like, it's like certain decisions. Like, bro, is this shit not clear?
Then it's your coaching.
Yeah.
Seen good passing, bad coaching. Then it's your coaching. For real.
What are we doing, bro?
What are we doing, bro?
Now with the Raiders, I think the Raiders are suffering from the same situation that you guys are in Detroit. You got an offense that can keep you in the game and win the game for you, but defense is terrible. terrible. It's terrible. It's
It's
terrible.
terrible.
Just terrible. And so, the same sentiments that you can have about the Lions, I think you throw it on the Raiders. You are just you can't stop nobody, and you can't sit there and expect that your offense is going to be able to carry you through a whole season. It's just impossible to think that it's going to be able to bring or get you anything positive at the end of the season. And I think there's a lot of pressure on them too. Especially like you said, when you bring over Devontae Adams, and he's already kind of,
Right.
he's already kind of said in the media, like, yo, this is disappointing. Of course it is.
Yeah, it should be. We disappointed what you doing too.
Yeah. We're disappointed with you too, bro.
Shoot.
And so when you got a prolific wide receiver like that, you know he's going to get the targets. But the only problem is who else is going to show up? Y'all was supposed to have the pieces there. Josh Jacobs at running back, Darren Waller at tight end, who's an up and coming, one of the best tight ends in the game. You had one of the good slot receivers, Hunter Renfrow. But it don't mean a damn thing if you can't stop shit.
Right, that's true.
Don't mean nothing.
I am a witness to that.
And so let me ask you this, big homie. Give me a few teams that you think are a couple surprises on how well that they are doing so far in the season.
Jaguars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely Jag. I won't even say the Jets because they kind of where I thought they would be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think who else. I gotta think about that one. Jaguar for sure. Cause they was like, I was like, we'll beat them. You know what I'm saying? And they look good, bro. They all they need was a coach. They proved all they need is a coach.
That defense is legit though.
I mean, I'm not saying they playoff bound now, but I'm just saying, if they got a coach and they kind of look like a whole different team, it's like night and day. The team look better. Trevor Lawrence look better. They have some pieces on there, and they look like a few pieces away for being a team that you gonna look on the schedule like, oh, we're gonna have to play with these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer, oh, that's a win. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we're gonna have to play. So I think Jacksonville is one of the teams that's surprising that is good. Who am I forgetting? I know I probably forget somebody. I'm trying to think.
I'll
go ahead.
Teams out. I'm actually. You already said the. Jaguars. Yeah,
Matt said the Giants.
No, Matt's right. I did not see the Giants being 3-1 right now. I just didn't.
I think the Seahawks gonna fall off though. That's why I ain't mentioning it. I think they'll fall off.
So with the Giants, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute.
The Giants and Seahawks. Here's my thing. Well, the reason I would have said the Giants until I saw them play Dallas. And you can't beat it. You can't. Only Cooper that should be dominate is Cup. The last thing Cup, Cooper ain't doing jack. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, boys?
What's up, big homie?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, so that ain't no way you should be losing to no guy named Cooper unless the last name Cup.
Well, this is why the Giants are going to come back down to earth. Is because when you saw that Monday night game against Dallas, Daniel Jones was running for his damn life. So that offensive line play is so damn terrible. I think the Giants kind of had just a favorable schedule. They caught the Titans.
Right. That whole division does. That whole division is like playing like a high school schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Matter of fact, that whole division schedule is weak as hell right now.
That's why they're going to stack wins and all get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the NFC is weak.
Now go ahead, Mel. What you got to say?
I just want to say this. Fuck Nick. Okay, go ahead.
He's not wrong. I wish more women had that mentality. Girl, what you gonna do tonight? Girl, what you up to tonight? Go fuck Nick.
After Jets.
That's Anthony and your bum ass squad. Traded for Carson Wentz. Like that was a good plan. That was gonna work out good for anybody.
Yeah, it works out to 1-3 starts.
That's like buying some magic jumping beans.
You stupid. I can't with you. But I will say this. I'm actually surprised that Cooper Rush is 3-0. And the reason why is because who the hell knew who Cooper Rush was? First of all,
Cooper Rush gonna be like what's her name? Scott Mitchell.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
So
he gonna next year he gonna get all these offers and gonna be
they gonna suck
horrible.
Garbage.
Somebody gonna pick him up. Oh, Max Schaub. I go down the list.
Brock Osweiler.
Right. Osweiler. Oh, he had a good year. Somebody gonna take a chance on him, pick him up. Ain't gonna be sorry.
So, is there a quarterback controversy brewing in Dallas?
No. Paychecks rule everything down there. If there was a running back controversy, Pollard would be the one being the main guy. That team is driven by who you pay. Doesn't matter. No. There's no controversy at all.
They pay him too much money to have him sit on the bench.
I'm just making.
They pay him too much money to have him sit on the bench.
Yeah, you're not. No. That's the media just doing what they do with Dallas just to talk about Dallas, right? You want to get the Dallas Cowboys fans riled up because most of them aren't very intelligent people.
And here's the thing, Anthony. I'm not saying the Cowboys are winning. I'm not saying the Cowboys are winning because of Cooper Rush. All I'm saying is that Cooper Rush is doing. Bless you.
Sorry, thank you. I'm allergic to Mel's bullshit. Forgive me.
Yeah. You and me both. You don't want to see that weapon to come off the camera.
But no. Well, what I'm saying is Cooper Rush is when Dak first got hurt week 1. I'm pretty sure everybody thought this guy was going to fall down on Dallas. But
I thought it was seriously. I was like, Cooper Rush over there. They're in trouble.
Trouble.
I was gonna be like Philly, the Giants, Washington, and Dallas. That's how I thought I was gonna go.
And so, but to Cooper Rush's credit, and this is why it's such a surprise to me, he's doing his job. He's not turning the ball over, and what he's doing is he's doing what a smart quarterback should do, especially a smart backup. Hey, get the ball to my playmakers and let them make plays, and it's so simple. That's exactly how you do it. You know,
Nick, that's for you.
I'm gonna squeeze these. Oh man. Relax, Anthony. Relax. Your lower back is covered by Daniel Snyder residue because he's been fucking you for years. Your lower back looks like Frosted Flakes all over. Daniel Snyder's been fucking you fans for years, bro. Years. Those cheerleader parties ain't the only time he's getting off. Now the camera was zooming in or focusing in and focusing out. I don't know what was going on.
We couldn't tell. It didn't look like it from here.
Oh God.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Somewhere I see it's gonna fall off. I just don't think that Dallas gonna sustain it with Cooper Rush. Somewhere, because who they really play? They played the Giants. What else they played?
The Cowboys?
Yeah, when they had with Cooper Rush playing.
Yeah, he beat the Bengals. He's beating.
That's when the Bengals trying to figure it out. But they're trying to figure it out, so that don't count.
3 was the Giants on Monday night.
Right.
And then who did they just play this last week?
They played
Washington.
Washington. Yeah, so they ain't even play nobody.
So Washington.
Nobody.
That whole division is like Mel's favorite thing. The Miners.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't do minors. Don't do that.
Hold on, player.
The whole division. I'm not that impressed with Philly, but
really?
I'm not that impressed. I don't think they could stand up against the elite teams in the league. I don't care what the record is. I care about who you're playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know, they're undefeated. They're going to be number 1 in power rankings.
Yeah,
who they beat, that's good. Who they beat, that's a good team.
Nobody yet.
Jaguars? You don't think that's a solid win over the Jaguars? I think that's a
When the Jaguars been playing, I think it's a solid win.
They haven't beaten like the Bills or the Chiefs or the Chargers or even the Ravens. You know what I mean? They're not beating teams or the 49ers. They look like the best team in the NFC right now. Yeah, kudos to Jimmy G for coming back and being strong.
No, fair point. I give you that. But I could rock with your take because even though the Jaguars are still the Jaguars, I think they are an improved team this year.
Well, so I look at it from this standpoint. I just look at it from personnel and how they playing. You know what I'm saying? I think they playing pretty well. The defense playing pretty decent. Yeah, they haven't had a true test yet, and that's what you need to see for your litmus test. But I still think they're a decent team. They're the dark horse. Like I think they right where people are projecting them. They are a dark horse. They're not the front runner. But if you're gonna pick a dark horse, Philly be the one you pick. So I think they right where they projected to be. That's how I look at it.
No, that's fair. I mean, and I'll just to piggyback off of what Nick said. I think with the NFC, you look at a lot of teams who you're expecting to be good, and they're just, they're moving a little bit slow out the box.
Right.
The Saints.
I usually do that too.
I thought the Saints were going to be good. They're moving slow out the blocks.
I move slow out the box too.
They call that cream pie, sir. But anyway. Anybody surprised?
So I got a question.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So if it's kind of like I guess a grammar question. So if ER, it means it's showing the action that you're doing to that now, right? So that means ER is showing the action that you're doing to that now. You know what I'm saying? So ER like is showing the action to the now. All right, yeah, showing the action to that now. So did that make me a boxer? Just asking. Because I love box. Does that make me a boxer?
Oh Lord.
It's a grammar question.
Sir.
That joke took longer to develop than Christopher Reeve's spine after he fell off the horse. That's how you do a joke. Quick to the punch.
Get to it, sir.
An abusive guy like you would know. Quick to the punch.
I don't use punches, sir. I use pills. There's a difference.
Gravity. Use stairs.
Just a slight push. That's all. Other school did right for him.
I'm trying to think of any other words that end in ER that I can't say to Mel.
Yeah, let's
pass on that one. Nigger.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, let's pass on that one. We're trying to stay on air.
What was your definition? It's the present. No.
I'm trying to stay on air.
I was going to say jokester. He took it to another place. That's all.
You say that.
Prankster.
Let me ask you this. Did Mike Tomlin pull the trigger too quick putting in Kenny Pickett last week?
I said he should have did the week before last. I say I'm not a Trubisky fan anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
What at this point, what you got to lose?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You lost. The defense had been the same without White in it. And Trubisky been sticking up the play, so you got to change something up to get something going. Get something. You in a tough division.
Very tough.
So you need to do something to get some kind of position until to make something happen, because you don't know what happens if, say, like Cleveland sees to hold on until Watson get back and they take over the division. Where'd that leave you?
Dead last.
You know what I'm saying? Because you still got Cincinnati. They're starting to put it together now. Still got, you still got Baltimore. So what you going, you got to do something to get some momentum out there.
Yeah, but Baltimore got to stop shooting themselves in the damn foot, man.
That's true, but I'm talking about just if you're looking at the division, you got to try to compete with all them. So you got to do something to shake it up.
You're right, but if you ask me, I don't think that division's unobtainable right now, because you look at
if you leave Trubisky in there.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I agree with you there. My thing is, has you kept Trubisky in any more games? you playing with this with your season. Obviously, the Browns are treading water. I know they're 2-2, but they don't look. When you go down to Atlanta and lose to Atlanta, already losing faith in your offense, already losing faith in your quarterback. You got Baltimore, who's blown 2 double-digit leads at home. I still don't understand why John Harbaugh, of all coaches, don't go for that field goal with 4 minutes left.
Fear.
Yeah, but come on, Nick. You know this of all people. When you coach not to lose, you will more than likely lose. You got to coach to win. You got to coach to win. And when you're in a tie game,
he was though, right?
So do what?
In his mind, he was coaching to win. He's like, let's get a touchdown because they could probably march down and get a field goal, which they did. I mean, they could have put 7 on if they needed it because they were running clock at the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
wherever they ended up.
But what I'm saying is when you're literally on their 2 yard line, it's 4th down and there's 4 minutes left in the game. All you need is a field goal to take the lead. That still gives you a chance to win the game. Just get one stop.
That defense haven't been looking that great either, though.
Oh no, that defense is basuda right now. The back end is, especially.
Man, you let the Dolphins come back on you, and you up that much.
They were 21.
Yeah, so
and they were up.
That's a defensive problem right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. They got to fix that. They got to fix that quick because they got Cincinnati coming in town this week, and I know Cincinnati got off to a slow start. They're slowly getting back to what they looked like going on that playoff run last year. They're slowly getting back to that.
Yeah, that line held up the last game.
Mm-hmm.
So
hey, you don't want Cincinnati get too far out ahead of nobody in this division. You gotta make your way in this division because, like you said, the Tennessee North is AFC North. I'm sorry, it's tough. So now that Pittsburgh's 1-3,
the Bengals started 0-2, and 2 weeks later they're tied for the division lead.
Yeah,
so I think it's theirs to lose. I'm not impressed with Baltimore. They're too spotty. Like they're hit or miss, right? And not even week to week, quarter to quarter, they look like a young team that doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they got a veteran quarterback, right? 4th year, you're a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, but I'm not putting this. I'm not putting this on Lamar though. Right now, I'm not putting it on Lamar right now. This is
spotty though. You get a first down or 2, Miami doesn't come back.
Nick, you give up 21 points. That's your defense's fault. That's not Lamar's fault.
It's partially their fault because
no, absolutely not.
Hear me out. If you're sustaining drives, getting first downs, and eating clock, they don't have the chance to put 3 touchdown drives together. You didn't score it all, and you couldn't convert first downs. Yes, the defense shit the bed, 100%. Can't argue that. But if you're running clock the right way, you're getting first downs, and you're moving the chains, Miami doesn't have all that time and all those possessions to come back. Look at the Falcons when they were up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. They fucked up the clock and gave the Patriots opportunity.
They lost the Super Bowl because they let New England score. If you keep people out the end zone, you win the game.
Because Tom Brady is the GOAT.
If you keep the ball, too, they can't score if you have the ball. It's a two-way street. It's called complementary football. I get what you're saying. Yes, Baltimore's defense shit the bed. But if the offense puts together one scoring drive?
Well, let's say this. I'll say this. That, when you play in any game, the offense and the defense, like you said, should be complementing each other.
Of course, I agree with that point.
Even if you go a long drive and run some of that clock off, they still have less time to do what they need to do. So I do agree with you on that. If you're gonna put blame, you put majority of the blame on the defense and say the offense have blame in that too.
I'm putting 99.9%
I can go with that. I can go with that because you do have other opportunities.
The offenses are some play. How many times you see a defense goes out, gives up 75-yard, 12-play drive, they're exhausted. Offense goes 3 and out, they got to get right back on the field. They give up another scoring drive because the offense is helping them by letting them rest, letting them recoup, letting them make adjustments, making them make strategic changes on the sideline. It's more hand in hand than that. If you're running the goddamn ball and you get 2 first downs, Now you're taking 4.5 minutes off the clock. You do that twice in the fourth quarter, Miami doesn't have a shot. It's simple math.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it comes down to.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Nick. I'm saying with the Baltimore Ravens, I'm not putting this blame on Lamar because he's playing at an MVP level right now. And
I'm not putting it all on him, but I think that offense deserves a little bit of blame that day.
I'm putting blame on.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm putting blame on the offensive coordinators who should be listening to what you're saying and should run the ball, because if you look at that Miami game, why are you putting Lamar in pass playing situations when you need to milk the clock? And why are you putting him in that position that you can't put this game away? First of all right, we all know, I think we all can agree that the defense is trash right now. When you're up 21 and the 7.5 minutes left in that game, the first thing that offensive coordinator should have said is like, yo, it's time to salt the clock. It's time to milk it. Point blank period. Let's not even let our defense even be a factor in this thing. And so when you leave that gate open for your trash defense to let Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to make big plays, and Miami's scoring in 3-4 plays, and so now you're putting the pressure on Lamar, like, oh, get us out this hole, bro. Come on, please get us out this hole. That's not fair to Lamar, who's balling right now. And in my opinion, right now is MVP. I don't see any other name right now that should be MVP but Lamar Jackson. He's balling right now. But his MVP work is about to get flushed down the drain because you keep putting your trash defense in situations to hold a game for you, and they just can't do it. They're trash. They're absolutely trash right now. Absolutely dookie.
All right. Can't argue with that.
I picked the Bengals. I told you my preseason bet with all the 8 division winners. I picked the Bengals to win that division because I'm not sold on the Ravens. I don't like their skill position guys. I think that the defense is a little overrated. You see they've been getting exposed a little bit.
Shit, exposed ain't even the word.
They have Zach Wilson week 1. We probably freaking beat them.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I said it earlier, man. I got to give your Jets some respect, man. They not no punks and they not no quitters, man. They keep fighting.
They're young. They're hungry. Yeah. They don't give up. I said this the other day on one of the post-game Jets shows I was on. And I said, if you can win games when you're young and you're still learning how to win, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a difference from winning 7 and maybe winning 9 or 10 and sneaking in as a wild card when no one expects you to.
You're right.
People said we were going to get 0-9. Brady Quinn said 0-9. Somebody else said we're starting off 1-8.
First of all, don't trust Brady Quinn's opinion. You saw how his NFL career
Jets
worked
fans
out.
have been roasting him all week. Jets fans have been keeping receipts and then roasting him all week.
You seen how his NFL career worked out. Come on now.
Yeah. But, it's young team. It's exciting. You're watching these guys develop. You're watching them go from rookies to experienced guys. I watched Zach get better as the game went on.
I thought Zach had a good game. I thought he had a great game.
Rust off, man. Fourth quarter came. He was 10 of 12 and 2 touchdown drives. One was 91 yards, where he was making big third down throws. Like he had a drive where he went 5 for 5 on third down.
Not to mention his gritty is top notch.
Oh, fantastic.
His gritty is top notch.
Fantastic. Gritty all over anyone's mom.
Wow.
Hey, what do we call that? The East Rutherford special now? Is that what we're calling that? Play? It's no longer Philly. It's East Rutherford special.
That's the MILF Slayer special, baby.
That's
why I'm in 5 fantasy football leagues. Zach the MILF Slayer is my name in everything.
The MILF
the MILF shuffle.
So like we said, quarter into the season, I think you're starting to get an idea what some of these teams are, and lucky for sports fans, man, we still got a lot of football left.
Hines, sorry, I'm watching. I got the other tab open, watching a game.
Yeah,
Hines is already coming off the field for the Colts.
Yeah, I just saw it. I just turned the game on too. So Naheem Hines already with Jonathan Taylor not even playing tonight. That makes the coach a little less potent as they already were. So look, we're not going to hold y'all up. Obviously, football's on right now. So we'll let the Broncos and the Colts entertain you guys for the rest of the night. So
they ain't going to do a good job, but go ahead.
I don't know.
Ian Rappaport just tweeted being tested for concussion after exhibiting gross motor instability.
Let's talk about that real quick because obviously the big talking deal is.
I'm good. I'll stay on.
Obviously, the big talking situation for the last couple of weeks, especially around Tua with the. Just give me your thoughts, big homie Nick, on the whole Tua situation in the concussion protocol with the NFL, and what's your opinion on it? Do they need to improve something, do something different? Go ahead.
What else can you do? You brought in the independent doctors. You put the red hats on them. They have a buzzer or something. They have some sort of notification that goes up to the main official to stop the game if somebody is back on the field that shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. I mean, what else can they do, right? Like,
you said what can you do to prevent it?
People doing a job. You just have a person who's bad at their job, no matter if you're a doctor or not, right? Everyone can be persuaded in their jobs or careers, right, to do whatever is beneficial for who they're working for.
Real quick, fellas.
Go ahead.
Before we get too deep off into this conversation, I want to play a clip, and comes from Rodney Harrison, and he had some very powerful message to say about the situation last Sunday night.
Has a powerful statement on head injuries in the NFL. The NFL has a stigma when it comes to head injuries, whether it's the poor protocols or the players just wanting to keep playing or the NFL just flat out doesn't care. And former player Rodney Harrison gets real when talking about head injuries in the NFL and begs players to take care of themselves.
I would get hit, my head, the entire stadium is spinning around, and I would go back into the game. It's not worth it, Maria. And I would implore these young men, don't go back on that football field if you get hurt, because I don't want them to have to feel like me and so many other former players that had to deal with concussions, whether it's depression, anxiety, paranoia, broken relationships, not being able to communicate with your spouse and things like that. It's a lot. CTE takes you to a dark place, and I want these players to know it's not worth it. Please take care of yourself. Don't depend on the NFL. Don't depend on anybody. If something's wrong with your head, report it.
Hi, how y'all feel about that?
It's the first smart thing I ever heard that guy say. He's right. He's right. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially now, I mean, you see guys with the money they make now. You see guys retiring at earlier ages. Mm-hmm. And what's the first thing fans always say? He's still in his prime. He's still playing well. You don't know what the fuck is going on in here, or joints, or knees, or hips, or backs. You know, you see someone who pops into my mind is Alan Faneca. He played with the Steelers for years and played with the Jets for a couple. And he was at the Nick Mangold Ring of Honor ceremony at the Bengal game. Dude looks as skinny as Marvin Harrison. And he was an NFL guard. I'm looking and I'm like, if I don't know his face, I'm like,
recognize him.
A wide receiver. I'm like, oh shit, that was Alan Faneca. So these guys put on weight. They make their bodies bigger, larger. Not even worrying about just the head. The rest of you carry so much around that. I mean, some people do blow up. They get lazy. They're just naturally big guys. Other guys pack those pounds and eat a crazy amount to keep that weight up because they're not naturally that big. You know, somebody like Vince Wilfork didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was his job to be big.
You know, what these guys go through and what they put their bodies through is it takes a toll, man, and not even including all the head crashes. Mm-hmm. So I got no problem with what he said. I fully support what he said. As somebody who's coached and someone whose son had 2 concussions playing youth football,
yeah,
I'm with it, man.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Yeah, I can't. I'm not, as much as I hate.
You just muted yourself. Nick.
Yeah, what happened?
Nah, he muted himself.
Oh,
there you go.
Sorry, I hit spacebar for some reason, and I guess that. As much as I hate Rodney Harrison and everything he says, I can't even hate him here. Like, he's 100% right. You got to take care of you. You're the only one that knows what's going on in your brain. You're the only one that knows how your body feels. People can tell you, they can diagnose you, but you know the truth with you. So at the end of the day, it falls on the player.
And that's why I agree with exactly everything Ronnie Harrison said, because that was the biggest point that stood out. He said, "Don't wait on the NFL. Don't wait on anybody else. Make that decision yourself." But and he's saying that as a player, and of course, us being lovers of football, there's that other backside of it. Even if you take yourself out the game, should you have to worry about the consequence of not getting put back in or being trusted by your coach? Mel, how you feel about if a player takes himself out of the game because he's not feeling well? You got to deal with the possibility of losing your starting job in the NFL. I mean, there's pressure.
I think it's like this, man. It's a several prong thing that goes on. You got to look at it from this standpoint. First of all, we don't know. We only looking at player X career since the time he entered the NFL. You know how many concussions he could have suffered in high school and Pop Warner, college.
No.
We don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Practice.
So practice, right? It's a lot. We don't know how many hits he actually got concussed from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then they get into the NFL. You see a hit. You say, "Oh, it's that one hit. That might have been the 20th hit."
Mm-hmm.
Then I was reading this thing that's talking about the second impact syndrome. And that could have happened to Tua.
Yeah.
And then that, I mean, it's only 10% where it's fatal. It has a 10% mortality rate, but it can happen. 10% is too high.
It's not zero.
It's not zero. You know what I'm saying?
Not zero.
And so you have to, I preach this all the time. You have to, first of all, look at the game not only as a job, but as an investment.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you get that first paycheck, you should be putting money away for when times like this happen. If you have to suffer consequences that is financially, you know what I'm saying, you won't be hurting. Because you have to protect yourself in all ways, physically, financially, mentally. All those you have to protect yourself in.
Because you are an investment. Yeah.
When your brain rounding around like that, your brain are connected to it has to do with information to your breathing, to your emotional part of your body. Digestion.
The brain is literally
it controls everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So you hit a concussion, man. That's why he concussion. Well, how concussion make you depressed? Because it's part of the brain. It affects your emotion. You can go without eating. Because it affects your digestion, which makes you lose weight, so you might be abnormally skinny and unhealthily skinny. So many things that can happen for being concussed that as a player, like I said, I don't disagree with Rodney Harrison said either, but you have to have that plan in place before you get into the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take this money. I'll forget about buying the cars and stuff like that at first. Let me put money away. Let me invest or do something to pad my finances. So if something like this happen,
just don't blow it.
I'm prepared. Right. I'm prepared. So they say, well, you have to be suspended for 10 games. You ain't going back in. My health's more important.
Yeah.
Because what's the use of getting that contract and you dead and can't spend it?
Hey, damn people can't ball out, bro.
Dead man can't spend no money.
Not a dime.
Not a dime.
Just in case y'all didn't notice, Detroit Mail last week did had a couple specials regarding the Tua situation. So please go on over to YouTube, I.O.W Sports Network. Take a look at those clips. But just kind of real quick, Detroit Mail, kind of summarize what you said on those clips, man.
Well, I basically was just talking about, how the concussion affects the body, like I just said. It's metabolical, it's biological, and how the NFL fell to it. Mm-hmm. I think the game fell to it. I think the Miami Dolphin organization fell to it because you can clearly see that he was concussed against Buffalo. You can see that. And if you and I didn't see this until I went back and saw the film the first time. When his hand went rigid against Cincinnati, it did the same thing in the first game, just not as bad. And that's a sign of concussion. When Javan Best got concussed, his hand had stiffened up like that. that's a sign of being concussed. Not only getting up and being disoriented and all that stuff, but because it affects your nervous system, affects so much part of your body. So how did he get past 2 doctors to get back into the game?
Got back in the game and played.
Got back in the game and played. So what if he got concussed again? We might not be talking about Tua. I mean, not talking to him about being alive. Let alone then 4 days later, he's playing in another game.
And has to go to the hospital.
So it's to me, it's just that. Go ahead.
Sorry, to add to that.
No, go ahead.
What's one of the worst things you do after having a concussion? They tell you don't do this. Fly. The man was rushed to the hospital, and then they let him fly home with the team that night.
They did.
Give me a second. I got to mute. The boys calling. They just won 40. And he just got home.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
yeah, man. So go ahead, Juan.
Just to piggyback off the whole situation is, for one, I don't know how the hell they let him back in that game against Buffalo. You saw his head hit the ground. That's what you saw. Yeah. So I don't care if he could. And this is where I think when Rodney Harrison is right and what Tua should have took notice to and what Rodney Harrison said.
But here's the thing though, Lamar, and because Tua is on a year where he's trying to get his bag.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this right or wrong, but I'm saying it's probably played into the part of him getting back in. If he gets hurt and can't play, that affect how he gonna get his bag. And that's probably might have been part of why he said, "Let me get back in here."
And that's why I wanted to ask you that question, is because you look at the pressure that Tua is under. He has this is his 4th year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's not right.
And he's been, kind of somewhat disappointing.
Look at this. Go ahead.
Not only has he been a little bit of a disappointment as a quarterback, and the team hasn't gotten in there, and he hasn't progressed as you thought that he would. Now, like we said on our preview shows with the Dolphins, this is put up or shut up time for Tua. I'm willing to bet that he's feeling that pressure. Like, hey, this is my year that I got to show that I can do it. You gave me the weapons. You gave me the offensive line. I got the defense. Now it's on me. I think that pressure is seeping into his thought processes. As in, I don't care if I'm hurt.
Right.
Dead. I gotta go out and play. I gotta be I gotta be there, and I gotta play.
But here's another thing too. And the reason why I think they said he was a back injury too. So the way the protocol is worded, it says that you have, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, you have to be something neurological or something, or that's what I want to say, orthopedic. You know what I'm saying? So unless something else is introduced, which means like if you say, "Oh, I got a back injury," you automatically excuse everything else because that's what it is, back injury. So that's the loophole they use to get him back into the game. But it also says that
both said it was a back injury. Both him and
right. So that's the loophole they use, because the word also say if you see him disoriented, all the other stuff doesn't mean anything. Because like a player can be disoriented and get back to the hint and pass the motor thing, like how many, what's the game, what's your name. They can pass that thing. It doesn't mean they're not still concussed. But if you see that part where they gets up and they disoriented or they shaking their head, you're supposed to bypass all that and go straight to the hospital. That's part of that's written into the thing. Yeah. But if you look at Tua's, man, he has a history of being injured.
He does.
He dislocated his hip in Alabama. He suffered an injury to his left throwing hand in Alabama. He tweaked his knee sliding with Alabama. He suffered a quad injury in Alabama. He got to the NFL. Messed up his left ankle, turned around next month, left up his right ankle, injured his thumb in practice. He suffered a small fracture to his middle finger again, then got concussed twice.
I think it goes back to
already, bro. So I don't know what to say, man. Is he injury prone? I mean, we're talking about CMC and Saquon Barkley being injury prone, but no one mentions that about Tua.
Well, I know we mentioned it on the show before because I think
but talking about in general.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I think we mentioned that before on the show because in our preview show, this is the put up or shut up year for him. I mean, there's no excuses now, and so now
I just think healthy wise, he might need to try to just. I don't know. This might be his last year. If he get this bag and be like, I'm out.
Are you ready to go to that point that you think he should contemplate retirement?
Bruh, if you get hurt that much and then suffering 2 concussions, and the other 2, he's not a big guy. He's a small guy, relatively. You know what I'm saying? He's probably bigger than Kyler Murray, but he's still not that big. You get hit by them. No, you're getting hit by them defensive linemen a lot. Look at Josh Allen is a big guy, so his body can absorb some of that that impact. 2 of them had that kind of body. Lamar Jackson got speed to can make a move to kind of brush off some of it. He don't get the full impact because he's hard to tackle. You know what I'm saying? So you got quarterbacks. Brady's gonna fall down with you. So you gonna protect yourself.
Brady falling down at the sight of pressure. He's
right.
Going straight. It's just like when a hooker see a hand come up in the air. They already
for real. So I mean, some quarterbacks though they have certain things they do to protect themselves, and true. I mean, a lot of them are bigger. Tua's a little guy.
Yeah, he is.
I will say, onto the football aspect of it. Man, I wish Tua was playing. I'd rather face Tua than Teddy. I'll tell you that. They play the Jets Sunday. I'd rather play Tua because he's going to throw some lame ducks up there.
Yeah,
I missed him.
Get pressure. Get pressure on him.
Actually, what happened? I'm not making a joke.
Go ahead.
I was watching the game last week. He threw that deep ball. Tried to throw that deep ball that hung up in the air.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then I'm laying on the couch. They showed the replay. I literally fell asleep during the replay before the ball came down. I wake up 45 minutes later to my phone going nuts with, I think Tua's dead. Tua's dead. Holy crap. I'm like, what the hell happened? And then I see all the memes from Scary Movie popping up.
Yeah.
You want some mashed potatoes? But literally, I fell asleep waiting for the ball to come down. I remember him throwing it, but I was out by the time it came down. I never saw it come out. So, God, with the way our secondary is playing, and we actually had 5 interceptions on Sunday. 1 got taken back right before the half on offensive pass or roughing the passer. But I don't remember. There's been seasons the Jets haven't had 5 interceptions, Joe, and they popped off 5 in the game. I like what we're building, man. I think we can beat Miami. I really do. I'm not that impressed with Miami. I think the only reason they beat Buffalo is because Buffalo went from upstate New York to Miami in September and dealt with that heat. And even Diggs said, that was just insane playing in that weather that day. So, fuck Miami. They're overrated. We haven't beat a division opponent in years. We've gone 0-6 multiple years in a row.
Here's
long overdue. You want to be a good team in the NFL, you gotta go beat your division.
Oh yeah, and no doubt. But here's another aspect of this whole Tua situation I don't think nobody's really talking about is you look at how this franchise has been functioning and been in the news for negative shit the last few years.
That's what happens when grown men put on Aqua. Shit gets weird.
And so you obviously got the whole Brian Flores situation. Now you got the Stephen Ross situation getting suspended and shit. And now you add this concussion situation with Tua. So
and how it's handled.
And how it was handled. Yeah,
I mean, what does that say about McDaniel?
I don't think it's necessarily on him. I think that he's thinking as a coach, hey, my player said it was back. I got 2 doctors that cleared him and said he was good to go. And so as a coach, if my doctors say he's cleared and he's saying it's a back and they're saying there's no issue, then I need my quarterback. It's a quarterback.
Let me ask you like this. You supposed to be a player's coach, right? Nick, you coach. And you come out the thing, you don't stop saying, hey, make sure you good. And then when you could talk to somebody, and you look at them, and you visually see they're not good. Do you take them out? Even though the doctor's clear?
Well, Pop Warner, we don't have doctors. We gotta be.
Well, right. I know that. I'm just saying.
4-hour videos to like have a crash course in safety and diagnosing and the symptoms of a concussion, and
right.
And it's tough.
Well, I'm just asking you as a coach, not as a Pop Warner coach, but as a coach. You say you was in the NFL. Let's just use that example, and you see your player, they clear concussion. You pull them to the side. You say, "Man, you good?" And visibly look like they're not. Do you still put them in because the doctor cleared them?
No. You gotta show desire, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not enthusiastic to go do your job, put your ass on the bench. You ain't gonna help us. Like that's the mental focus of it. Like you want to see a guy, yeah, coach, I'm good. We're clear. We're good. Strapping up the helmet, ready to go. You gotta exude that confidence and that readiness to get back in. If you look sluggish and half-assed about it, I'm not putting you in.
Well, first of all, the way that Tua got up after he's hit his head on the ground in that Buffalo game, and the way he got up, I'm not putting him in, period. Anytime a dude get the Bambi legs, like he just came out the womb of a deer.
Bad, man.
I can't put you back in there.
I didn't see that game, but I obviously saw the highlights, man. That's a red flag, man. That's a red flag.
It is, man.
Listen, boys, I got my hungry man meal out of the oven.
Go do your thing, man.
Now go ahead and do your thing because we about to shut it down anyway. Because I just want to
wrap it
up.
Real quick, Lamar, that midget wrestling show. You don't send me any pictures. You send me a picture of an empty ring. You don't send me a picture of baby Jesus or Psycho or a Little Miss. Yeah, I've seen those clips because you guys know how much I love midgets. My Instagram shows me the micro wrestling roll call where they show all 20 of them and they all do their little thing, their gimmicky thing.
It's funny.
Then I saw the micro wrestling ring and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I know about this. How the fuck do I know about this?
It's funny you say that because Baby Jesus just got crowned the Micro Wrestling Federation champ last night as we was there at the show. Baby Jesus. Hey,
there's Baby Jesus. There's Brock Jr.
Brock Jr. was there.
Psycho with the crazy one eye.
He wasn't there last night.
There's the little Hispanic one. I forget her name. Miss Chulo or some shit like that.
Yeah, Little Chulo. She was
Little Chulo.
She was the champ coming in, and Baby Jesus got it.
There's the Tiger guy.
Yeah.
There too. Oh man, damn it. That's good shit, man.
It was low key for those who watch wrestling, been to it like a WWE or AEW show. This isn't that. It just wasn't. Obviously, there was wrestling element part of it, but this was a show, entertainment.
Was it in Jello Evolve?
No, and I'm glad that there wasn't because I was sitting front row. And I'm glad that there wasn't. But no, it was very entertaining, and you will be surprised on how these micro wrestlers, they are so damn athletic, man. They are very athletic, more athletic than I am. You are. The three of us combined on this, they are athletic as shit, bro. And they put on a great show. So if any of you guys happen to come to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, man, definitely check them out. Go give them some support.
I've been there. I didn't see that. I probably didn't know about it.
They don't travel. They
do travel, but they had I think Pigeon Forge is their home base because they got it's called a microtorium. So everything's micro.
Wow. Microtorium too? Oh
yeah.
Wow.
No, microtorium. That's what they're calling their arenas. So microtorium.
Wow.
So they got the lights and everything. It's
Let me run, boys. Be good. Enjoy
everything.
I'll see you guys. Next week is Prime Week, so I'm working every day but Thursday. So I'll be on Thursday.
Yeah. You over there getting dragged by Amazon. Jeff Bezos call you son. You call him daddy. Hey, make it, dog. Make that.
You talking about Anthony? Jeff Bezos is coming on your back.
It's fine. It's
he got a head like a dick too.
I'm getting paid. Dollar bills.
Hey, Nick said he said I don't give a damn. I'm getting paid for this car. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. Now put him in your G-string. All right, bro.
Put money in the bank and loads on my back. I don't care. All right, peace.
All right, peace.
But no, man. Hey, good time that we had down here in Pigeon Forge. Got a chance to get out of Carolina for a second, man. But no, But man, that's gonna be our show, man. Shout out to big homie Nick popping in,
Right.
with us real quick. Please make sure y'all go on over to our YouTube page, I.O.W Sports Network. Check out, of course, the I.O.W Sports Show. We're gonna go back to full gear on the I.O.W Sports Late Night Out once I get back in town next week. Definitely, if you are a Chiefs fan, please show some love to my podcast, The Wild Card Chief. And then, of course, can
I talk about this nigga intro? Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you're a fan of the New York Jets, you can always go follow the big homie Nick.
If you're a fan of the New York Jets, kill yourself.
Proud New York Jets fan, so definitely show him some support over there. And then, of course, if you are a Detroit Lions fans, the No Name Podcast, exclusively about the Detroit Lions, headed up by Detroit Mail. Go show us some love and support on all those content. But you got to go over to YouTube, I.O.W Sports Network. You can always follow us on that same address on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, I.O.W Sports 1 on Twitter. Those are all our social media platforms. And before we wrap it up, I know Detroit Mail's about to talk some more shit. So go ahead.
I know I'm good, man. I'm good. You
good now.
I got to put my clothes in the dryer for work tomorrow. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
You good now?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
So before we hit in broadcast, you ain't got nothing to say.
I always got something to say, but I'm gonna let it ride. I always got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I got my fuck you Knicks out, so I'm good with that. You know.
This motherfucker's intro.
But yeah, let me tell you about this nigga intro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on ride. I'm at my other job while riding the car. I said, "Oh, Lamar got a new video. Let me listen to this thing." Wild card, wow. I'm like, the hell? You got the rap song going on. I'm like, what is going on?
About to set the ball.
You know what I'm saying? He got a little video. He got the little Modelo, and he danced on the video. You know what I'm saying? All in the video. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He got the hookers all in there. I was like, what's going on? He shooting videos now? What's happening? I was like, does it? I had to call him immediately.
What the
fuck's going on, nigga?
Mel ain't lying about that. This motherfucker is like, new intro.
I was like, is that what we doing? Is that what we doing now? You know what I'm saying? This nigga flew to Hollywood, shot a video. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You hooked up with Puff Daddy or something?
All in the video.
I was like, what's going on? Dancing, you know what I'm saying? Wild card. I was like, hell no. I was crying, pulled the car over. Oh, fuck. I was like, oh, that's how we doing. That's how, okay. You get down like that, nigga? Nah, but I need to check it out though, man. You know, Late Night Owl. He keeps the sports going all week, bro. So yeah, check it out, man. If you up late,
intro.
Is that what we doing? Oh, what? That's what's good now. You know what I'm saying? That's hot in the streets.
That's what's good. Check it out Monday, Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, you can check that out after every Chiefs and Detroit Lions game, before and after. You can check out the No Name Podcast or the Wild Card Chief, and then of course every Monday and Thursday 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time you will catch us here on the I.O.W Sports Show. But I know this is not our usual time, but you know because I'm on vacation and shit, we've had some weird week this week sports, but it is what it is. We wanted to give you guys some content, but please come back Monday 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, episode 192. You will see myself, the Wild Card Mark. You will see Detroit Mail. You probably won't see Big Nick's ugly ass, but that's okay. But yes, you will get some I.O.W Sports content.
Right.
Until then, man, it's all peace and love around here. Hey, enjoy a weekend full of jam-packed sports. You got Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
I just put a video out about that too, so y'all need to check that out.
Yes.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
That clip will never get old, bro.
Never get old, bro.
But look, y'all come back now. You dig episode 192, I.O.W. Sports, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Your boy Detroit Mail Wildcard One will be in attendance. So until then, peace and love. Enjoy your weekend full of sports, y'all.
Peace.
Okay, baby. You're hitting them corners too goddamn fast.